The ad hoc committee report by the ad hoc committee created, chaired by the Committee on Peace and Order, Public Safety and Risk Reduction Management. The date of meeting was conducted as October 15 and 23, 2019, and the subject of which is the conduct of a legislative inquiry in aid of legislation relative to a drowning incident happened at Tamaan Mountain Resort. There were 11 members of the ad hoc committee present and 2 resource persons, Police Captain Jory Villar, the officer in charge of the Bayongbong Police Station, and Police Master Sergeant Milter Nueva, the investigator at Bayongbong Police Station. The significant findings and manifestations. This is in relation to the privilege speech rendered by this representation. An ad hoc committee was created to conduct legislative inquiry in aid of legislation in relation to a drowning incident. The ad hoc committee had served invitations in 2 instances to the management, including the lifeguard on duty of the concerned resort, but for unknown reasons, they did not appear. This is contrary to the verbal commitment professed by the Vice Governor during the interpolation of the privilege speech. Inasmuch as the ad hoc committee wanted to dwell deeper and equally verify information from concerned parties, this body does not have the power to summon, subpoena, and compel any individual or private citizen to appear. Nevertheless, with the cooperation of the concerned policemen who conducted the investigation, the ad hoc committee have gathered facts and extracted relevant information deemed material to the proposed ordinance already introduced in the plenary for first reading. These are the following. 1. That neither the management or any complainant had reported the drowning incident to the authority. Police Captain Jory Villar, the officer in charge of the Bayongbong Police Station, manifested that it was only 2 days thereafter when he learned about the drowning incident from the police provincial office, who called him up to ask if the incident posted on social media was reported to their station. At around 5:30 p.m. on September 16, 2019, Police Chief Master Sergeant Marcel Goluyugo received a cell phone call from Police Captain Jory A. Villar informing that a drowning incident transpired at Tamaan Resort. Upon receipt of the information, elements of Bayongbong Police Station immediately verified the veracity of the report. Upon reaching the RAT, they interviewed Marlon Patig E. Pinuhan, 40 years old, married, team leader of Tamaan Resort, a resident of Ocapon, Villaverde. They also tried to call the family of the victim but failed to contact. Number 3, excerpt from the police blotter with entry number 1828 states that on September 16, 2019 in the afternoon, the victim, Sean Paul Paulo, 12 years old, a resident of Barangay Vilance, Dupax del Norte, this province, together with his mother and friends, arrived there at around 5:20 p.m. same day. The victim allegedly swam and dove at the dolphin pool, which is about 9 feet deep, but no longer located until some customers or clients seen the victim, and the duty lifeguard, identified as Maurice Tagtag Ilumawi, a resident of Asipulo, Ifugao, rescued the victim and rushed to the Regional Trauma Medical Center 2 for medical treatment, but pronounced dead on arrival by the attending physician. Number 4, on the official statement of the resort posted in the social media states that reports indicate that the lifeguard on duty, upon knowing that a child had been missing, wasted no time in diving in the pool and retrieving the boy. As he was brought to the hospital, one of the public conducted continuous CPR to try to revive him even while he was being brought to the hospital. Regrettably, however, he was already declared dead when they reached the R2 TMC, the nearest hospital. We have a pool of capable lifeguards. We have undergone intensive trainings and whom we have stationed in our pools to respond to incidents like this one. But no matter how much we have prepared, accidents happen and no one wants them. However, it was opined that in case of accident, we can never tell that there is no crime, even when there is really no intention to kill, but there is always be a prima facie case for criminal negligence. Other discussion include the drowning of Christine May Lanchon E. de la Cruz, an 8-year-old girl of La Torre North, Bayombong, which happened last year at the same month in the same resort. Spot report provided by the Bayombong Police Station reveals that there was no lifeguard near the pool when someone was shouting for help until she ran towards the guard who facilitated the rescue. Number 7. The incident at 24/7 Resort was also brought out during the discussion wherein 18 kids was hospitalized due to the sudden burst of chlorine while they were in the pool. Based on the foregoing premises, it was pointed out that anybody in the scene can report incident to the authority, but the responsibility be immediately reports such stress upon the management, considering that the incident happened within the establishment. As to the issue of drowning as a non-crime, the members tried to distinguish swimming in the river from swimming in a pool operated by business purposes. It was also pointed out that policemen can file charges against anyone unless they were present in the crime scene. That based on the video posted in social media, if that person rescued the victim is really a lifeguard, the members believe that he is not well trained. There was no way that the public could identify the lifeguard considering that he was not wearing any uniform. It was also added that as per observation, drowning also happened in other resorts in the province, and it does not only involve young ones, but also to adults and health individuals who suffered cramps while swimming. Furthermore, it was emphasized that safety is the concern of everyone. Guardians, parents should look after the safety of their children, but it is not a guarantee that they can dive and swim. Therefore, the presence of a certified and accredited lifeguard is indispensable. With that, it was stated time and again that the inquiry aims not to prosecute anyone. Rather, all information that were provided by the PNP and observations manifested by the members of the ad hoc committee shall be considered as references in enhancing and amending the proposed ordinance, which was already approved on first reading, entitled An Ordinance Prescribing Guidelines for the Operation of Public Swimming Pools and Other Similar Structures and Accommodations with Bathing and/or recreational facilities to provide duly certified lifeguards and lifeguarding equipments necessary for their operation, providing penalty for violation thereof and for other purposes. I move for the adoption of the ad hoc committee report.
Second. It has been moved and seconded the committee reports be adopted. Any comment? Honorable Balgos is hereby recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. I support, Mr. Presiding Officer, the passage of an ordinance regarding prescribing guidelines in the operation of swimming pool and other similar structures, including the installation of lifeguards in swimming areas, Mr. Presiding Officer. Considering that drowning incidents is not only incidents that happen not only in Taman but also particularly also in our very own tourism park, that is at the Lower Magat Ecotourism Park. I think around 2 years ago there is also a drowning incident at Elmet. So I support this ordinance, Mr. Presiding Officer.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer, and thank you to the Honorable Eduardo's.
But how about the killing in Lower Magat? But hindi na idagdag for in aid of legislation.
Well, to answer the query of the Honorable Presiding Officer, the subject of the privilege speech is only the drowning incident that came to the knowledge of the Sangguniang Panlalawigan. But to the other issue, we cannot discuss that in that inquiry for reason that we are limited to the subject of the privilege speech.
Because that is one reason why we did not cooperate, because 2 years ago, at the drowning, backyard tayo. At abay, hantay yung inaramid. Is it because it is someone which happened to be the Vice Governor? Is it part of management?
If I may respond, Mr. Presiding Officer. Well, the ad hoc committee report is very clear that we are not here to prosecute anybody, but just to gather information to enhance the ordinance.
That is just in guise of in aid of legislation. But to me, this is in aid of destruction.
Well, I'm sorry, but if that is the thinking of the presiding officer, I cannot do anything, Mr. Presiding Officer. I'm just trying to come up with a report, which was a compilation of all those
But
manifestations.
anyway, thank you very much. Yes.
May move for 5-minute recess, Mr. Presiding Officer.
5 minutes recess is hereby declared.